The Internet of Things, or the Internet of Everything. A question you might ask yourself is, what is that? I've never heard of that before. Well, let me explain. The concept of the Internet of Everything originated at Cisco, who defines Internet of Everything as the intelligent connection of people, process, data, and things. Because, in the Internet of Things, all communications are between machines. Internet of Things and machine-to-machine communication are sometimes considered synonymous. The more expansive Internet of Everything concept includes, besides machine-to-machine communications, machine-to-people communication and technology-assisted people-to-people interactions. The Internet of Things, in its broadest conceptualization, include any type of physical or virtual object or entity that can be made addressable and given the ability to transmit data without human-to-machine input. Those are the things in the Internet of Things. Things are often items that would not have been networked in the past. Automation of thing communications is also central to the Internet of Things concept. The Internet of Everything, on the other hand, also includes user-generated communications and interactions associated with the global entirety of networked devices. Machine-to-machine communication, or M2M, is exactly as it sounds, two machines communicating or exchanging data without human interfacing or interaction. This includes serial connection, power line connection, PLC, or wireless communications in the industrial Internet of Things. Switching over to wireless has made M2M communication much easier and enabled more applications to be connected. In general, when someone says M2M communication, they often are referring to cellular communication for embedded devices. Examples of M2M communication in this case would be vending machines sending out inventory information or ATM machines getting authorization to dispense cash. As businesses have realized the value of M2M, it has taken on a new name, the Internet of Things. IoT and MTM have similar promises to fundamentally change the way the world operates. Just like IoT, MOM allows virtually any sensor to communicate, which opens up the possibility of systems monitoring themselves and automatically responding to changes in the environment. With a much reduced need for human involvement, M2M and IoT are almost synonymous. The exception is IoT, the newer term, typically refers to wireless communications, whereas M2M can refer to any two machines, wired or wireless, communicating with one another. What is human-to-machine communication? Human-to-machine communication is a form of communication where humans interact with a variety of devices like sensors and actuators. It can improve quality of life through the accessibility to smart devices which has sensory inputs and assist with everyday tasks. Human-to-machine communication is a very important development in Internet of Things, even though the fundamental concept of collecting and sharing data through Internet stays same with human-to-machine communication. The source from which the data is collected will make the difference. Now, what does this connectivity give us? It gives us knowledge. Now, the two questions you may be asking yourself now is, why am I looking at a picture of a server farm? And why is it called the cloud? Well, when we hear about these giant databases of knowledge, we refer to it as the cloud, but really it is a server farm that has hundreds of thousands of gigabytes of information at our disposal. Whenever we see promotions advertising 1 terabyte of cloud storage, most people think that their data is being stored in some magical place called the cloud. But it is really being held in these powerful data storage machines called servers. And when they want their data, it isn't coming from nowhere or from some mystical cloud. it comes from that server it has been saved to. This information that we are saving is being used by search engines and companies that specialize in keeping your data safe. Search engines like Google, Bing, and Yahoo couldn't have become as useful or big as they are today without this giant database of knowledge they have been collecting. Never before has this knowledge been more readily available to the public. From researching a recipe to keeping up with the world news or knowing when your favorite show is going to have a new season, this information has changed the world we know. Another way that the Internet of Things is being used is through social media. With apps like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, you get features like suggested friends that the people you're connected to may be friends with, or how these apps take into account your search history and tailor the experience to only show you what you are interested in. A more practical use of the Internet of Everything is with traffic. Everyone has to get places, whether it's to the store or to work or even the McDonald's down the street. People always need to go to places. Traffic lights are always gathering data on when traffic is bad or if there is a wreck on the road, which, in our increasingly connected world, can now tell our phones which way we should go. And that, in turn, will help with our commute to work, or just in general, to help us get to our destinations quickly and safely. Another practical use that our growing interconnectivity helps us do is, while we are at work, our smart devices, like our fridges, thermostats, and in-home assistants like Amazon Echo or Google Home, are gathering our user information, like when we are home and need the house to be warm, when we're at work and need the house to not be air conditioned to save money. In conclusion, the Internet of Things, or the Internet of Everything, is an incredible asset in information gathering and making our world a more interconnected and efficient place. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for your time.